The Munich Conference was held in Munich, Germany on September 28 through the 29th in 1938. The conference was suggested by Chamberlain, British Prime Minister, as a last option to ensure peace throughout Europe. Prior to the Munich Conference, Chamberlain had gone to Germany twice to visit and discuss issues with Hitler. There, Hitler demanded the German seizure of Sudetenland and insisted Germans who were located in other places in Czechoslovakia should be permitted to join the Third Reich, or Nazi Germany. These meetings failed to achieve a suitable agreement between the two parties.
Italy, England, France, and Germany all had representatives attend this conference. Italy was represented by Mussolini and Count Ciano. Chamberlain attended the conference for England. France was represented by Monsieur Daladier. Lastly, Adolf Hitler represented Germany at the Munich Conference. No Czech or Soviet Union representative was invited or permitted to attend the meeting. However, Chamberlain requested that a Czech ambassador come to the meeting as an advisor. This advisor was not allowed in the same room as Hitler.
The consultation began around noon on September 28th and continued through 1:30 the next morning. Hitler was determined to seize Sudetenland, which was located in Czechoslovakia. The territory was given to Czechoslovakia at the end of World War I. This area was taken by the Germans and given to the Czechs under the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. If the Germans reclaimed Sudetenland by force and provoked a war, the Czechs would have no hope to survive. England and the French agreed that there was no hope for the Czechs, and there was no good reason for a war to save Czechoslovakia. A region only formed in 1918.
After the Munich Conference was concluded, the Munich Agreement was signed. Chamberlain, Mussolini, Hitler, and Daladier agreed on the following terms of the Munich Conference. The following is an excerpt of the agreement.
The evacuation will begin on the 1st of October. The United Kingdom, France, and Italy agree that the evacuation of the territory shall be completed by the 10th of October, without any existing installations having been destroyed, and that the Czechoslovak government will be held responsible for carrying out the evacuation without damage to the said installations. The conditions governing the evacuation will be laid down in detail by an international commission composed of the representatives of Germany, the United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Czechoslovakia.
The International Commission, referred to in previous statements, will determine the territories in which a plebiscite is to be held. These territories will be occupied by international bodies until the plebiscite has been completed. The same commission will fix the conditions in which the plebiscite is to be held, taking as a basis the conditions of the Tsar plebiscite. The commission will also fix a date, not later than the end of November, on which the plebiscite will be held. The final determination of the frontiers will be carried out by the International Commission. The Commission will also be entitled to recommend to the four powers, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, and Italy, in certain exceptional cases, minor modifications in the strictly ethnographical determination of the zones which are to be transferred without plebiscite.
There will be a right of option into and out of the transferred territories. The option to be exercised within 6 months from the date of this agreement. A German-Czechoslovak commission shall determine the details of the option, consider ways of facilitating the transfer of population, and settle questions of principle arising out of the said transfer. The Czechoslovak government will, within a period of 4 weeks from the date of this agreement, release from their military and police forces any Sudeten Germans who may wish to be released, and the Czechoslovak government will, within the same period, release Sudeten German prisoners who are serving terms of imprisonment for political offenses.
After the agreement was put into official effect, British and French leaders tried to influence the Czechs to surrender to the Germans without a fight. In exchange, Hitler assured the leaders he would not expand his territory any further. After the pact was signed, Hitler complained to his bodyguard that his entrance to Prague was spoiled.
When Chamberlain returned from Munich, he said the pact had secured peace in our time. Some politicians in England disagreed with Chamberlain's statement. Winston Churchill protested and stated the Munich Agreement was a total, unmitigated defeat. Hitler gained the domination of Central Europe, and German troops marched into Sudetenland on October 1, 1938. A day prior to this event, Czechoslovakia was abandoned by its allies and accepted the Munich Agreement. President Benes, who was the target of Hitler's attacks, resigned. General Surovi said in a broadcast, "We were abandoned. We stand alone."
The ethnic Germans who resided in Czechoslovakia were happy and enthused to be allowed to join the Third Reich. Some lucky and successful Czech refugees fled in October of 1938. Everyone else who resided in Czechoslovakia was shattered and destroyed. All of the German territory located in Czechoslovakia was to be transferred over to the Germans by October 10th.
3 weeks after the agreement was signed, Hitler was making plans to liquidate Czechoslovakia. After 5 months, Czechoslovakia was destroyed. Hitler declared, "Czechoslovakia has ceased to exist." Hitler wanted to take control over Europe and the world.
He thought when he started the war that America would side with him, but he didn't. They didn't, and they chose the Russian. And when it got to the time when the war broke out, he found out that the American won't help him, so the Russian helped him, and that's when he actually went crazy already, because I think he couldn't handle that anymore, and he actually, I would say, he got a nervous breakdown over that, because he knew what it gonna cost us and everything.
1 year after signing the Munich Agreement, World War II broke out. The German army marched into Poland and the European powers decided to go to war. As a result of Hitler deciding to take the law into his own hands, World War II began. In the Czech Republic and Slovakia, the Munich Agreement is occasionally known as the Munich Betrayal.